September the 14th, 1997. Last scheduled week here at Midvale for the 97 racing season. And we're on the qualifying time right now of the Ohio E-Mods. And I guess some stragglers that haven't got to qualify yet because John Ramser will be out next to qualify. I want to go down the list of the fine sponsors that were backing Mid-Vid racing videos this year, and I want to give them to you. First of all, area McDonald's restaurants. The McDonald's restaurants from Dover, New Philadelphia, Uricksville, Cadiz, Newcomerstown. Stop in at any time, those fine area McDonald's restaurants. Key Joe's Body and Paint, located in Uricksville. Joe DeCaminaz is the owner-operator. Key Joe's Body and Paint in Uricksville. New Image Homes, located one exit north of the racetrack. An All-American Homes sponsor. That's what they build, All-American Homes. Bear and Karen Schwartz is the owner-operator. John Ramser out there taking his qualifying time.
16.89.
Twin City Pawn and Gun, located in Trenton Avenue in Uricksville. They buy, sell, and trade at Twin City Pawn and Gun in Uricksville. Brian's Carpet Sales and Service, also located in Uricksville, Ohio. Stop in for all your flooring needs, vinyl and carpet, at Brian's Carpet Sales and Service in Uricksville, Ohio. Dale's Heating and Cooling, located in Uricksville. They're a local distributor of Armstrong Air Heating and Cooling products. Stop in and see the fine people at Dale's Heating and Cooling for all your heating and cooling needs. That's Dale's Heating and Cooling in Uricksville. Furniture Warehouse, located right across the street from the Denison Depot. They're having sales all the time in that nice warehouse of theirs, located right across the street from Denison Depot in Denison, Ohio. For all your furniture needs, stop in and see the fine people at Furniture Warehouse, located in Denison, Ohio. Buckeye Racing. Give them a call and experience the Micro Machine Stock Car Racing experience today. Buckeye Racing. Eric Levengood of Smidley Realty. Let him put his 15 years of real estate experience to work for you. He is a realtor for Smidley Realty in New Philadelphia, Ohio. Give Eric a call today. And Mako's Market and Pharmacy in Uricksville. For all your grocery shopping and pharmacy needs, stop in at Mako's Market in downtown Uricksville. They'll be able to fix you right up. And Indian Village Savings and Loan, located in Jeanette and Hutton, Ohio. For all your banking needs, stop in and see the fine people, Indian Village Savings and Loan in Jeanette and Hutton, Ohio. We want to thank our fine sponsors very much. Without them this year, we would be unable to bring you the fine racing at Midvale Speedway. We want to thank them once again. And the races will be coming on the track very shortly.
Okay, while the people are going out on the track to get autographs, say a little bit about the main event coming up next week. Going for $15,000 to win super late models. The pits will open up at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Practice will begin at 10:30. Qualifying at 3, and the first race will be at 6 o'clock.
Welcome to Midvale Speedway, September 14th, 1997, the Fall Classic for 1997. On the track right now will be the Legend Division. Kick off the 1997 Fall Classic.
Last row, Molly Kosecki in C4, and David Knight in 44. That makes up your field for the first team, the Legends, coming at you. We got a green. Greg Boyd in second. back to fourth. Bill Richards is taking right Here comes Gary starting on the inside of Woolley. Picking up the first heat here tonight in the always exciting Legends down here in Midvale. Put your hands together, give them a nice round of applause. Rick Ripple is 98, your race winner. There he Loops it again down in turn number 2. On the outside. Now he gets back to the inside. He'll have it. Here comes Larry Young on the outside.
Okay, on the track right now will be the Ohio E-Mods on the pole. Don Marino in 99.
Don Marino in 0.
Bob Pachinko Jr. in 49. Number 19 is Butch Erickson. 56, Bob Abramacek. 38 is Randy Smith. And Scott Marino in car number 0. Bob Pachinko Jr. out in the lead. Butch Erickson. Randy Smith, Scott Marino. On the inside is Randy Smith, car number 38. Got a sight set for Bob Pachinko in that lead position. Here comes Scott Marino. Moving up from the back of the pack. Knocking on the door of the leader is Randy Smith in car 38. Side by side with Bob Pachinko. Something happened to car 49 out there. Your new leader is Randy Smith in car 38. Second place, Butch Erickson in 19. Scott Marino in third. Yellow flag out. Okay, we're going to bring him in one more time. Randy Smith will bring him in. That'll be Brian Erickson in 19. Scott Marino, Mike Abramacek, and Don Marino. Mike Abramacek on the inside of Brian Erickson for third. A white flag coming out this time around. Picking up the first heat in the Ohio E-Mods, car number 38, Randy Smith. Normal street stock driver down here. Rookie contender for the Rookie of the Year honors in the Ohio Modifieds. Second heat, Ohio E-Mods on the pole, Ed Nelson in car 7. Car 75, Baldy Baker Jr. Number 50 is Jeff Walker. 11, Glenn Jewell. Cal Holbert at 44, and 95.9 is Tim Johnston. Ed Nelson, your leader. Jeff Walker gives Ed Nelson a little boost and puts a couple car lengths between them. Baldy Baker Jr. falling back. Here comes Tim Johnson on the outside. Now Glenn Jewell jumps to the outside of Jeff Walker and gets high. Glenn Jewell way off the pace. Jeff Walker back up to second. White flag out for Ed Nelson. It'll be side-by-side action for second. Ed Nelson is your winner. Jeff Walker, Tim Johnson, Baldy Baker Jr., Cal Holbert, and Glenn Jewell out there, and your winner. Long-time runner here at Midvale Speedway, hasn't raced for many years. Used to drive the late model division car 74. Now he's driving modified car number 7, Ed Nelson.
There's your race winner, number 7, Ed Nelson. In the black, Tim Silver, 7. Give him a nice round of applause.
Fast heat in your late model division on the pole. Kenny Carroll in 7. On the outside of him is Ernie Shook. A.J. Diano in 24. 30's Bob Sibla. 24, Ryan Tedesco. 70, Roger Leinert. And 75, Marcus Malkett. A.J. Diano up to second. Ernie Shook back to third. Ryan Tedesco's past Bob Sebla. Here comes Marcus Malkett on the inside. Kenny Carroll is your leader. A.J. Diano in second. Marcus Malcolm's on the outside of Brian Tedesco now for 4th place. Kenny Carroll's bringing him in on the white flag.
Marcus Malcolm on the outside.
Kenny Carroll is your winner. AJ, Ernie Shook, and Marcus got Ryan Tedesco at the line. Your winner in the late model division here in the fast heat. Long-time runner here in Midvale Speedway, Kenny Carroll.
Put your hands together for Kenny Carroll and number 7. Kenny Carroll. $268.50.
Second heat in the late model division on the pole. Car 55 is Jimmy Raines. 05, Mike Gillen. 22, Ron J. Berg Jr. 34 is Jeff Smith. 64, Tom Garbrandt. 83, Jim Rambod. 44, John Crumrine. 31, Bart Busby. Mike Gillen jumps out into the lead. Jimmy Raines back to second. Ron J. Berg up to third. Here comes Jeff Smith on the outside. Tom Garbrandt looking for a hole in car 64. Jimmy Raines goes high. Ron Jaber's trying to go low. Mike Gillen is still your leader. Jimmy Raines in second. Ron Jaberg, Tom Garbrandt trying to go on the outside. Beside Ronnie J. Burb. The outside line's a tough run to run right here. John Crumrine moving up to 5th. 6th. Jim Rambod slips on the inside of Tommy Garbrandt. Now he's on the inside of Jayberg, but he just couldn't hold her enough room in there. White flag out for Mike Gillen. It'll be side by side for 4th. Mike Gillen is your winner. Jim Raines, Ron Jayberg, and throw a blanket over 64 and 83 out there. Your winner out of New Philadelphia, Ohio. Man operates Haas Body Shop in New Philadelphia, or Dover. Mike Gillen.
Taking up the second heat here tonight at Midvale. Put your hands together for 05. Mike Gillen from New Philadelphia, Ohio.
Okay. Third heat in the late model division on the pole. 18, Keith Cope. 33, John Wilson. 18, Bob Scott in 18. 24, John Ambrose. 74, Jack McGrath. 37, Brad Rathford. And Joe Kravitz in 71. Your leader is John Wilson in 33. Here comes John Ambrose. Bob Scott has some technical trouble there. Here comes Brad Rathborn. John Wilson and John Ambrose battling it out for the lead. Keith Cope in third. John Ambrose on the inside of John Wilson out there. Jack McGrath making his way around Bob Scott. Now Jack McGrath looking to the inside of Brad Rathborn. Black and green number 18 is actually car number 78. Your leader is John Ambrose. John Wilson in second. And Keith Cope in third. White flag for John Ambrose. Coming across the line, it'll be John Ambrose. John Wilson. Jack McGrath. And Brad Rathborn edges out Rob Scott.
Jack McGrath, buddy.
Your winner did not come back around for the checker flag. Your winner is 24, John Ambrose. Moving into the Dales Heating and Cooling Street Stock Division on a pole. John Ramser in 40. 52 is Rick Elkins. 77 is Rich Schweitzer. And 48 Gary Hoopergarner. 37 Ron Garbrandt. Ryan Tedesco in 70. Mike Gillen in 5. And your points leader Doug McMillan in 54. Side by side for that lead is John Ramser and Rick Elkins. Rick Elkins falls off pace. Rich Schweitzer's down on the inside for second. Rick Elkins back up to speed. Ronnie Garbrandt's hood's up. Mike Gillen and Ryan Tedesco back there. Battling out side by side. Doug McMillan makes his way around Gary Hoopengarner. White flag coming out for John Ramser. Coming down the backstretch, out of turn 4, Summerdale, Ohio's John Ramser.
Gary Starter, Mike Dillon, and Ryan Tedesco.
Your winner, the Patty's Inn sponsored car number 40. Virgil Ravenscroft owns this vehicle. John Ramser drives it. What a team they put together.
Ramser in number 40. Congratulations, John.
Second heat in the street stock division. Dave Martin in car number 3. Carl Moreland in 33. Bill Hilliker 27. 78 is Randy Gray tonight. 19 Kathy Mead. 27 Casey Knight. 12 tonight is Kenny Cantrell. And that white number 16 is actually number 50 AP Wren tonight. Your race leader, Bill Hilliker. C.W. Mormon on the outside. Here comes Randy Gray in car 78. Halfway home this time around. Flag coming out for Bill Hilliker. Coming out of turn 4, your winner will be Bill Hilliker. Looking better each week is C.W. Moreland. Randy Gray, third. Dave Martin, Kathy Mead, Casey Knight, AP Wren, and Kenny Cantrell in 20 and 12. Your winner, car number 27, Yorksville, Ohio's Bill Hilliker.
Okay, picking up the second heat here in the street stock this afternoon. Put your hands together for Bill Hilliker in 27.
Third heat street stock 89 is Mike Magazzetti. 06 is Bob Swan. 11 is Bob Roach. 96. Bob Thomas in 96. Battling Bob Eichel in 69. Mike Stewart, number 6, 79, Dave Walter, 44, Don Singhouse, and 59, Glenn Morkel out there. Your leader across the line is Bob, the Animal Eichel. Bob Thomas on the inside of Mike Magazzetti for second. Here comes Mike Stewart, Bob Swan, Don Singhouse. Don Singhouse is up to 2/4 now. Michael's got a 6-7 car length lead on Bob Thomas and Mike Stewart out there. Thomas is catching up with Mike Stewart out there. Mike Magazzetti and Glenn Mork will have a tough time with this track down here. Bob Eichel's got her in a bag if he can hold it together. Mike Stewart trying to edge his way inside of Bob Thomas. White flag coming out. Dave Walter made a move on the inside of Don Singhouse. Here comes your winner, Bob the Animal Eichel. Bob Thomas, Mike Stewart, Dave Walters, Don Singhouse, and across the line. That was close. I believe the car number 06 got it on the inside. And Mike Magazzetti, your winner of the third Street Stock Heat race on the New Philadelphia, Ohio, Bob I'm Not Worthy Eichel.
Together for Bob Eichel at 69. The Animal.
Fast heat in the Detroit Iron Division on the pole, 99 Dan Gruhl, 3T William Obule, 77 Mark Stryker, 28 is Jim Orr, 00 out there is Barberton's point champion for the 97 season, Johnny Morris. 77 Mike Dines, 38 is Kevin McClintock, number 1 is Randy Doolin, and 32 Wild Bill Bittaker. Kevin McClintock trying to look the inside of Johnny Morris. Dan Gruhl, Mark Stryker, Johnny Morris, Kevin McClintock, Jim Orr out there. Johnny Morris on the inside of Mark Stryker. Trying the inside of Dan Gruhl out there. Johnny Morris knocking on the back door of Dan Gruhl. White flag going to come out this time around. Dan Gruhl is your winner. Johnny Morrison second.
Dover, Ohio. Number 99, Dan Gruhl out there. Put your hands together for number 99 from Dover, Ohio, Dan Gruhl. All right.
Okay, your second heat in Detroit. Number 5, we're not sure. Number 12 is Lee McCurry. Jamie Warner, number 2, 59, Richard Stallnaker. 74 is Bear Swartz. Don Hooper in 17. Dave Darrow in 88. Joe Leinert in 28. Bill Westlake 51 and Bobby Page in 37. Jim Stevens in car number 5 tonight. Lee McCurry on the outside. Bear Swartz on the inside, 3 high, going down the backstretch. Your leader at the line on the first lap is Jim Stevens at car number 5. Bear Swartz on the inside. Lee McCurry on the outside.
Bear Swartz in 74 this afternoon.
Here comes Dave Darrow up on the inside. Bear Swartz, Dave Darrow, Jack, Don Hooper.
As Bear Swartz goes away.
Joe Leinert up to 4th place now. Side by side, coming out of turn 4. Bear Swartz. Car number 5 and number 12 get together in turn 4. No, well, yeah, we have a yellow flag out now. Bill Westlake having a load of trouble before the races, didn't qualify. Setting in the infield again. Must be having more mechanical problems. Quite a gentleman, that 51 car.
Bear Swartz from New Philadelphia, Ohio.
Bear Swartz brings him in. Dave Darrow second. Don Hooper, Joe Leinert, Jamie Warner. Dave Darrow looking for some room on the outside of Bear Swartz. Bear Swartz is a crafty veteran on this track.
White flag coming out. Mighty Warmack this time.
Joe Leinert looking to the outside of Don Hooper. Bear Swartz is going to win it. Dave Darrow, Don Hooper, Joe Leinert, Jamie Warner, Richard Stallnaker, Bobby Page, Lee McCurry, and
Lee McCurry in 12, and Jim Stevens in 5.
Jim Stevens in 5. Your winner. New Philadelphia, Ohio, New Image Homes owner, Bear Swartz in 74.
In the Detroit Iron here this afternoon. From New Philadelphia, Ohio, put your hands together, let me hear you. It's Bear Swartz in 74. Congratulations, Bear.
Okay, this will be the last chance race for the street stock division. We got quite a few of those cars here tonight. Bob, the Animal Michael on the pole. Dave Walter, Mike Stewart, Bob Thomas, Bob Roach. 06 is Bob Swan, 59 Glenn Morkel, and 89 is Mike Magazzetti. Top 4 make the feature. Inside of green, Bob the Animal Eichel jumps out in the lead. Dave Walter second, Mike Stewart third, and Bob Thomas loops her. Okay, we'll see if Bob Eichel can make it for 2 for 2 tonight. Mike Stewart trying to make it on the inside of Dave Walter out there. Top 4 make it right now. Bob Thomas is sitting on the bubble.
Way up. It's 69. And on the bubble right now, it's Bob Thomas.
This looks like Bob Eichel's day in the street stock. Halfway home for the Animal. Bob Swan almost loops her. And Bob Roach in car number 11 is trying to run down Bob Thomas in 96 for that bubble position. White flag coming out. Down the backstretch coming out of turn 4. 2 for 2 tonight. Bob the Animal Eichel. Dave Walter, Mike Stewart, Bob Thomas, Bob Roach.
First alternate would be Bob Roach.
Bob Swan and Glenn Morkel out there. Your winner, second time today. This guy could get used to it. Bob, the Animal Eichel.
Put your hands together for the Animal.
All hail, Bob Eichel.
69. He's got to be a happy camper out there. Steer here at Mid-Vid for him. Steer. Okay, 5 in, 25 to go. Very Mark will bring him in. feature here this afternoon. 30 laps they went. Put your hands together. He can hear you when he pulls down to the start-finish line. Mike Bias in number 11. Okay, there's your race winner, Mike Bias. Put your hands together. He can hear you. Your featured winner in the Legends this afternoon. Okay, David Sykes just stopped by and told the flagman that the lap of the white flag lap that he didn't have no brakes and he let him get back by. He ran into him, knocked him out. And the sportsman that he was, he let him back by. For David Sykes, your race winner, Mike Bias in 7-11.
Your feature race in your modified division on the pole. Mike Abramacek in 56. 38 is Randy Smith. 0, Scott Marino. 7 is Ed Nelson. 75, Baldy Baker Jr. Jeff Walker in 50. 11 is Glenn Jewell. 95. 9 is Tim Johnson. Kyle Holbert. 44. 49 is... We'll check that number. Brian Erickson in 1999. Don Marino. 25 laps will go around. Randy Smith goes hard. He backs up and saves it. Mike Abramacek leads your first lap. Ed Nelson on the outside. Scott Marino up to third. Here comes Jeff Walker on the outside of Scotty Marino. Glenn Jewell on the inside of Scott Marino. We're going 3 wide into turn 4. Scott Marino, the gentleman, backs out. Ed Nelson on the outside of Mike Abramacek. He's still your leader. Here comes Glenn Jewell making it 3 wide for the lead. Ed Nelson's on the outside. Here comes Baldy Baker on the inside. Ed Nelson dropped back to 5th. Now he's back to 6th. Caught on the outside. Glenn Jewell is your leader. Baldy Baker, Jeff Walker, Randy Smith, Kyle Holbert, Tim Johnson, Mike Abramacek, and Scott Marino. Here comes Kyle Holbert. Side by side, down the back stretch. Baldy Baker, Kyle Holbert. For some room on the inside. They're going to lap Don Marino this time around. Fine job with Don Marino getting out of the way so the leaders could go through. Glenn Jewell has a full turn lead on Baldy Baker Jr. Tim Johnson Johnson testing the waters on the inside of Baldy. What a race for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Jeff Walker, we got Randy Smith, Mike Abramacek, Scott Marino, Ed Nelson back there, Cal Holbert on the outside of Baldy Baker, finally making some headway, I think. Baldy's fighting right back on the inside. Scraping some paint right now. Baldy Baker and Cal Holbert for second place. Glenn Jewell just put another lap on Don Marino out there. Cal Holbert and Baldy Baker get together up at turn 2. It looked like it was going to happen. They were battling side by side, hanging and bagging for second. Your new second place man is Tim Johnston. Okay, after consultation with both drivers, they're both going to be penalized and sent to the rear. Glenn Jewell brings them in. Tim Johnson, Jeff Walker, Randy Smith, Mike Abramacek, Scott Marino, Ed Nelson. Tim Johnson on the inside of Glenn Jewell out there. Now Holbert goes spinning before they have a lap. Glenn Jewell, your leader. Tim Johnson second. Jeff Walker, Randy Smith, Mike Abramacek, Scott Marino, Ed Nelson, Baldy Baker, Cal Holbert, Tim Johnson putting pressure on the inside of Glenn Jewell out there. Two old crafty veterans here at Midvale Speedway. On the inside of Glenn Jewell out there. Coming out for Tim Johnson. Coming out of turn 4, it'll be Strasburg, Ohio's Tim Johnson, Glenn Jewell. Mark Walker, Randy Smith, Baldy Baker, edging out Michael Bramacek, Kyle Holbert, Ed Nelson, Scott Marino out there. But your winner in an exciting Ohio Modified feature, 95.9 Canton Countries, Tim Johnson out of Strasburg.
All right. Picking up the Ohio E-Mod feature. He's climbing out of the car from Strasburg, Ohio. It's Tim Johnson. It's 95.9. There he is. Your race winner. Put your hands together for him. I'll tell you, we have to let him play those cat and mouse.
Okay, this will be the 50-lap late model fall classic of closing out the 1997 season. On the pole will be Jim Rambod in 83, John Crumrine, Bart Busby, Ken Carroll, Ernie Shook, Roger Leinert, Bob Sibla, Brian Tedesco. We got a green. Rambud jumps out into a big lead into turn 4. Out of turn 4, it's Jim Rambod, John Crumrine, Bart Busby. That outside line is not the place to be right now. Ken Carroll's usually a top contender here, and that outside groove is really slippery this afternoon. Brings them in. Kenny Carroll tucks her down inside. That's the line to be on. It's Midvale Speedway, inside line. Tom Garbrandt goes to the outside. And Tommy Garbrandt slipping around the inside is the only groove. Here comes Ernie Shooks testing the outside. Backs off and heads back inside. Him and Bart Busby make some contact. Busby holds her down. Shook gets on the inside. Now Busby's caught on the outside. He needs to tuck her down. Marcus Malquin is on the outside of Kenny Carroll. He's going to try that deadly outside groove. Brad Rathbun's going one lap down. Fifth place is Roger Leinert, and Carlene is prepared number 70. Marcus Malquit's trying the outside of Bart Busby. Bernie Shook's trying to make the outside of 44 John Crumrine for second. There's lap traffic right in front of the leaders. Roger Leinert on the inside of Bob Sibla out there. Jim Rambod is your leader. Here comes lap traffic right in front of Ernie Shook. He tucked it in just in front of Roger Leinert out there. One more time on the outside of John Crumrine. He's having a tough time on the outside also. Jim Rambod continues to lead. John Crumrine in second. Ernie Shook. Carl Enos prepared. Roger Leinert. Tom Garbrandt turned around in turn 4. Dean Miles is living dangerously out there, running across the track during a caution. Brand has a fire underneath the hood. They're getting her put out right now. Okay, we'll bring them in for the restart. Jim Rambod brings them in. John Crumrine, Ernie Shook, Roger Leinert, Bob Sibla, Marcus Malcolm. Bart Busby, Ken Carroll. John Crumrine goes on the inside of Jim Rambod. Mike Gillen goes around Jimmy Raines on the inside. Now he's got his sights set on Ron J. Bird. Marcus Malcolm goes to the outside of Bob Sibla out there. Jim Rambod slips high. John Crumrine gets him on the inside. Here comes Ernie Shook. Roger Leinert. Jim Rambod is stuck on the outside now. Here comes Bob Sibla. Something happened to Roger Leinert. Something broke on the inside of Roger Leinert. Your leader is going to be John Crumrine, Ernie Shook, Jim Rambod, Bob Sibla, Marcus Malcolm, Bart Busby, Kenny Carroll, Ryan Tedesco, AJ Diano, Jeff Smith out there. On the outside of Jim Rambod is Bob Sibla and Marcus Malcolm. I believe something's happened to Jim Rambod's car. It's slowing down. Ernie Shook tries the outside of John Crumrine. Marcus Malcolm on the outside of Bob Sibla now. Ernie Shook goes to the outside of John Crumrine. Side coming out of turn 4. John Crumrine, Ernie Shook. Marcus Malcolm, Bob Sibla, Jim Rambod. Ernie Shook. Looks like Ernie Shook's gaining some real estate on him, but keeps fighting back on the inside. There's lap traffic right in front of the leaders now. This could play an important part. John Crumrine hanging tough on the inside. Bob Scott directly in front. The new leaders, Ernie Shook, John Crumrine, Marcus Malcolm, Bob Sibla, Jim Rambod, Bart Busby. Marcus Malcolm on the outside of John Crumrine for second now. Tucks it back in behind John Crumrine, and Bob Silver works to the outside on Marcus Malcolm. And Jim Rambod, Bart Busby, Kenny Carroll, Ryan Tedesco, and A.J. Dietto, Jeff Smith out there. Bob Sibla on the outside of Marcus now. They make contact out there. Shook putting a lap on Jack McGrath. Put the lap on John Ambrose and another lap on Bob Scott. Ten more laps to go. About to put a lap on Jimmy Raines out there in that car 55. Ernie Shook, John Crumrine, Marcus Malquit, Jim Rambod gets around Bobby Sibla. Scott and Jack McGrath get together right in front of Bart Busby and Ken Carroll. Okay, we're going to restart them here. Your lineup is Ernie Shook, John Crumrine, Marcus Malquid, Jim Rambod, Bob Sibla, Bart Busby, Ken Carroll, Ryan Tedesco, AJ Diano, Jeff Smith, Ron Jayberg, Jim Raines on the lead lap, and a lap down is John Ambrose and Bob Scott. 7 more laps to go. Bob Sibla goes immediately to the outside of Jim Rambod out there. Side by side out of turn 2. Down the backstretch, Jim Rambod, Bob Sibla. Marcus Malquist trying the outside of John Crumrine one more time. Crumrine's hanging tough. Ryan Tedesco sliding high. White flag coming out for Ernie Shook. Checker flag coming out. Ernie Shook, John Crumline, Marcus Malcolm, Jim Rambod, Bob Sibla, Bart Busby, Ken Carroll, Ryan Tedesco, AJ Diano, Jeff Smith, Jimmy Raines, Ron Jayberg Jr. on the lead lap, then John Ambrose and Bob Scott. But your winner of the 1997 Fall Classic here at Midvale Speedway, Ernie Shook.
Number 6, Ernie Shook. Starting to climb out of his car. Put your hands together for your feature winner, Ernie Shook in number 6. He got out front and nobody can catch him.
Your 1997 Fall Classic Street Stock feature. On the pole, Kenny Cantrell in car 12. On the outside of him is 50, A.P. Wren. 40, John Ramsey. Rick Elkins is 52, trying to win it on the first lap. Rich Schweitzer in 77. 48, Gary Hooper Gardner. 3 wide, going into turn 3. Ronnie Garbrandt. I think A.P. Wren's got a flat tire already. John Ramser heading to the outside of Kenny Cantrell in car number 12. Rich Schweitzer's up to third. It's going to be 3 wide going into turn 3. Some of these drivers have got to realize there's more laps than the lead laps here. Ronnie Garbrandt might be leaking something. They're going to check him out here. John Ramser shoots down on the inside. Kenny Cantrell out there. Your new leader is John Ramser. Rich Schweitzer's in second. Rick Elkins is now trying to get inside of Kenny Cantrell. Now Ronnie Garbrandt's on the inside in. Ken Cantrell shuts the door. Dougie McMillan goes on the outside of Ryan Tedesco. Mike Gillen working the outside of Gary Hopengarter. Ronnie Garbrandt's working the inside of Kenny Cantrell. Side by side for fourth place, it's Ronnie Garbrandt. Bad break for Mike Gillen and Doug McMillan. Poor Doug, he's the points leader for this year and probably will be the points winner, but a lot of adversity this year. He's been in the wrong place at the right time quite a bit. Mike Gillen Jr.'s okay. I think he popped a tire off. He lost control of that. Your point champion for 1997 season in the street stock is Doug McMillan, unfortunately. He's being carried off on the record. But he is your 1997 points champion. Okay, we lost Doug McMillan and Casey Knight and Mike Gillen, but we got John Ramser on the pole, Rich Schweitzer, Rick Elkins, Ron Garbrandt. Ken Cantrell, Ryan Tedesco, Gary Hooper-Gardner. 3 wide going into turn 3. Ryan slips high. Ryan Tedesco inches his way up to 5th place now. Gary Hoopengarner's high and low on that track. Randy Gray's right behind him. Big car 78 tonight. Dave Martin, Carl Moreland, Bob the Animal Eichel. Here comes Carl Moreland on the inside of Dave Martin. Gary Hooper-Gardner gets into the rear end of Kenny Cantrell. They get her straightened out going into the backstretch. Dave Martin goes on the outside of Bill Hilliker now. Schweitzer, Rick Elkins, Ron Garbrandt, and Ryan Tedesco's caught up to the lead pack. Randy Gray looks to the outside of Gary Hoopengarner. And Hoopy sends Kenny Cantrell sailing. Okay, we got 15 laps in, 15 more to go for John Ramser, Rich Schweitzer, Rick Elkins, Ron Garbrandt. Ryan Tedesco's on the outside of him. Dave Martin whips up on the outside. Rick Elkins and Ron Garbrandt together out there.
Yellow, back out. Here we go. Pedigree.
John Ramser seems to be smoking right now. We might have some technical difficulties on that car number 40. Rick Elkins got his position back, and Ronnie Garbrandt had to go to the back. Randy Gray's up to 4th place in that car 78. Doing a fine job. Dave Martin on the outside of Bill Hilliker. He's doing a fine job, first time here this year. He's battling it out for 5th place. And Bob the Animal Eichels up to 9th place. He came through the Consi. He won 2 races tonight. Here comes C.W. Moreland up into the action. He's side by side with Dave Martin. To go. Dave Martin and Bill Hilliker side by side out there. Hilliker drifts high. Dave Martin is starting to show a little strength out there over Hilliker after a side-by-side battle. Here comes Hilliker back on the inside. And Dave Martin's got her cleared now. Rick Elkins goes to the outside. John Ramser slowing down. Here comes Elkins and Rick Schweitzer. Side by side for the lead. I'd say there's some mechanical trouble with John Ramser, the way that's smoking. Randy Gray makes it up to 3rd place. John Ramser pulls it in. I think he's got a flat tire. Dave Martin's up to 4th. C.W. Moreland in 5th. Bill Hilliker 6th. Bob the Animal Eichel in 7th. Mike Stewart. Dave Walter. Gary Hoopengarner. Ryan Tedesco. Ryan Tedesco and Bob Thomas get together. Ronnie Garbrandt. AP Wren's working his way back up. Working the outside of Bob the Animal Eichel and Bill Hilliker. Gary Hoopengarner's back up to 6th. White flag out for Rick Elkins. Rich Schweitzer's in 2nd. Elkins, Rich Schweitzer, Randy Gray, Dave Martin, Carl Moreland. Here's where the action is. Ryan Tedesco, Gary Hooper-Garner, Ron Garbrandt, Bob Eichel, Nipsey met the line.
Mike Stewart.
Your winner, 1997 Fall Classic Feature in the Street Stock Division, sponsored by Dale's Heating and Cooling, that division is. Your winner is Rick Elkins.
Picking up this street stock feature, 30 laps here this evening. Here he is, Rick Elkin at 52. Give him a nice hand, 52. Past two cars there on one lap, taking over the lead.
Okay, this race will be your 1997 Detroit Iron Grand Finale, the Fall Classic for the 1997 season.
17, Bears 474.
Joe Leinert will bring him in. Dan Gruhl, William Abel, Mark Stryker, Jim Orr, John Morris, Dan Gruhl's out in the lead. Joe Leinert back to third now. While Bill Bedeker's on the outside of Joe Leinert, now he works the outside of Kevin McClintock. Johnny Morris is on the move. Something's happening to Joe Leinert. He needs to go inside or outside to get out of the traffic, or he's going to get a big one. Bill Bedeker's on the outside of Johnny Morris now. Dan Gruhl's your leader. Mark Stryker tries the outside of Dan Gruhl. Johnny Morris is trying to follow him. Johnny Morris shoots down the inside. Johnny Morris is trying the outside of Mark Stryker. There's lap traffic right in front of everybody. Randy Doolan's on the inside of Bill Bedeker now. Johnny Morris is the outside of Mark Stryker. Now he's trying the outside of Dan Gruhl. Your 1997 Barberton Point champion is on the outside. Halfway home for Dan Gruhl this time around. He's led every lap so far. Randy Doolan on the inside of Mark Stryker. He backs out. He made it 3 wide. third, fourth, and fifth. Randy Dolan on the inside of Johnny Morris. Jamie Warner sitting on the inside of the infield now. Car number 2, his second race ever. Dan Grohl's got some heavy-duty traffic behind him. He's holding them back. Doing a fine job up in the lead. Yellow flag coming out for car number 17, Don Hooper. 14 laps in, 6 to go for Dan Grohl, Mark Stryker, Randy Dolan, Bill Bedecker, Johnny Morris. Looks like Bill Westlake's trouble continues. He's setting up in turn 1 and 2. Bear Swartz up there with him. And poor Bill Westlake smoking like a bandit. He's had much adversity today. Okay, we got 3 laps to go. Dan Grohl brings them in. Mark Stryker, Randy Dolan is on the outside of Bill Bedecker now. Johnny Morris, 3 wide, going into turn 3. This time by, your white flag will be coming out. Randy Dolan is on the outside of Dan Grohl. He led every lap so far, and a white flag is out. This is your final lap. Dan Grohl's fighting hard on the inside, Randy Dolan on the outside. Side by side, there. Dan Grohl wins it. Exciting finish here. I don't know how they're going to call this one. A little hanging and banging at the end.
I don't know how much sportsmanship was involved. called the National